We are joined with the Heavy. How are we doing?
Real good.
Very good, thank you.
We just had a wild experience. Arms linked, trying to get you from the artist space to here. It's the craziest crowd I've seen the 3 days here at Boston Calling.
It's chaos.
Quite the mob.
But we did it.
Well, you did it. And I appreciate that. I asked if you wanted a golf cart. You're like, no, we'll just walk through the crowd.
We're of the people.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your set. I caught it. It was so amazing. Like, I've seen you guys. I think this is my third time seeing you. And I don't know, like, I was a little, I'm not even just lying. I was a little emotional during your set.
Oh.
It
Really?
was like, I just was so happy. And there were so many people in the crowd, and it was so sunny. It was just exactly what I needed in that moment.
That is beautiful.
Lovely, thank you.
And that makes me emotional. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. How was the experience for you?
It was amazing.
It was very good, yeah.
You never know what you're going to get, especially if you're opening a stage at a festival. You know, it's Sunday. Are the crowd's going to be tired? Like, you know, what? Is there going to be anyone there? And that was like 5,000 or 6,000 people. That's one of the biggest crowds we've played to, other than Red Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And just with us, every beat.
Yeah.
Incredible. Loved it.
Whoa, speaking about getting emotional, I actually would be very emotional seeing you all at Red Rocks. How you played Red? I didn't even know you played Red Rocks. That's awesome.
Yeah, we supported the Band of Horses and Revivalists. It was nuts.
It was nuts.
Amazing, yeah. It defies belief in every aspect, really. The sort of biblical gravitas of the location, let alone sort of playing it. It's there aren't many words that can do it justice, actually.
It's one thing looking down, it's another thing looking up at 10,000 people. And again, we opened, and then there was Band of Horses and then the Revs, and you don't know if people are going to turn up for your set, and they did. It was a sea. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I think that speaks to how much your music connects to people as well, I should add. But I heard that it was like kind of difficult to play there because of the elevation. Did you find any issue with that?
I think we'd been in Denver for a day or two already, so we'd acclimated. Yeah. But we played Telluride last year in Aspen, and when you roll in on the same day at that altitude, you need oxygen.
Yeah. I wouldn't advise sort of running up the thing. You know, it's like it's high.
Yeah, I mean, even just like walking upstairs in like Montana, I remember like just
anywhere,
just walking upstairs.
I was out of breath. I couldn't imagine performing. But last time I caught up with you all was at Levitate. That was last summer, and I feel like you never returned home since. You've just been on the road.
It kind of looks like that online, but we did. We went home. I don't even know. We went home months and months after that, and towards the end of the year, and we hibernated and finished the debut album, and then came back out about 6 weeks ago. So I promise you, we went home and had a rest.
I'm glad to hear it. But I mean, you're on tour now until I think like through August, pretty packed.
Yeah, we have some periods where we go home, but we're basically here till October.
How are you managing life on the road? Like, how do you make it work? Or maybe that you're just the kind of people who are up for like always being in a new place.
I always knew that I wanted to be in different cities, in different places, travels. I absolutely love it. It's been amazing, actually. This is my favorite tour so far. We've just expanded our crew, so we've got more hands on deck. We've just settled in as a band on the road now, and I not to bring up the pandemic too much, but like we skyrocketed out of COVID, out of being inside for years, straight into travel, and that was very stressful on its own, let alone every different place and, you know, all contending with putting a live show together. But we did so many shows over the last year and a half that our live show feels really good to us now, and every time we add a new song in, it's not as stressful as building a whole show itself, you know. So everything just feels great, like band, crew, the places we're going to. It's been amazing. We're loving it.
Yeah, and we sort of pace ourselves. We don't, you know, we know what we're getting into now. It's no longer the unknown every day. So we just look after ourselves and try and eat well and try not drink too much and time our drinking very, very strategically.
That's a great approach to that.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, just try to pace ourselves really and see the bigger picture.
That's awesome. I'm excited to hear that. I mean, also since last time we spoke, Father John Misty's song "Real Love Baby" had a new life.
Yeah.
You're very famous for your cover for that. Like, your cover is very famous of that song.
Yes.
Have you seen your song take on a new life because of that?
I think there's various different sort of streams, sort of not revenue streams, like avenues, sorry, that affect the plays, and that's certainly one of them. You know, we've had a few songs on TV shows that have made things go up and down, and a few TikTok videos and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I think in general it's good for us because people hear that and then they'll check out the other stuff, and it's all in the same world. So I think, yeah, it's all good.
You see it in the crowds when we play Real Love Baby.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that you started out today with a song with no words. You're just jamming.
Yeah.
That's sick. Like, especially the crowd that was there too. A lot of the people were fans of Chapel. You really exposed them to a new genre of sound, and that was
a little surf rock. Yeah, it's cool.
That being said, is there like another cover song that you would love to do a studio recording of?
Oh, there are loads, and we were saying, you know, quite recently, we just got to be quite careful what we do. We want to make a cover that's adding to what's there and not sort of tarnishing something that's already amazing. So we're actually on the hunt for one at the moment, actually, that we can find and do. But I'd love to do so many songs, but you kind of have to be sort of strategic about it in a way. But we've done sort of various covers, you know, various songs from the 60s, newer ones. I'd like to reimagine songs, you know, like With a Little Help from My Friends by Joe Cocker is my favourite record of all time, but that's a Beatles song done in a completely different way. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to take some more modern songs and throw them into a new light. I heard, just last night, Willie Nelson's son doing Adele's song in a country style, and
oh, no way,
throwing a song into a different world and making it good in its own way is quite exciting. So we might do a bit of that.
That was cool because it sounded like Bob Dylan was singing it. Like suddenly her kind of biographical, I can't think of the word right now, with him. Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're on the hunt, but the covers are a cool thing to do, and there's a lot of them to choose from, so we'll...
I know you draw influence from, like, a lot of greats, a lot of past greats. You met a Rolling Stone.
Yes.
How did that even happen? Like, what was your reaction?
Well, he heard we were playing.
We front row, we got the VIP.
We were, it was cool actually. We'd just seen them play at Jazz Fest, and then we went over to Preservation Hall to play the Midnight Reserves. Mm-hmm. And there was talk, because obviously they'd just done their show, that maybe one or some of the Stones might show up, and we knew Irma Thomas was playing, and she just joined them on stage. So we were like, oh my God, one of them might come. And I was at the side of the stage watching her, and then Ronnie Wood walks through.
Yeah, nuts.
I was like, oh my God, where's Will? I need to tell him. He was nowhere. And I didn't get to tell him before Ronnie Wood handed his plectrum that he'd just been playing with to Will.
Yeah, I just stood there and he came out of nowhere and just sort of gave me the plectrum and just sort of laughed and then left. And it was, but then he sat in to see our performance. It was, it was
great. Crazy. I thought he'd gone because he had a bodyguard with him, and I assumed that he'd gone straight after he played.
Yeah.
And then we start Miles and Miles, and I sort of look up and I look around. I'm, oh my God, it's Ronnie Wood, and he's right there and he's clapping along.
Face to face with the Rolling Stone, you know, it's pretty special stuff. You know.
How does your set change after that, or like mid song? Are you like?
I was just trying to play like the Stones. I was like, I'm going to make this as Stones as possible. So he recognizes some kind of kindred spirit in it, maybe. I don't know. I was certainly aware he was there.
That's so cool. I mean, I'm happy to see your dreams come true. That's really fucking sick.
Thank you, man.
So Life and Life Only, like, killer record, obviously, like, was my intro to you. The reason why I almost shed a tear during your set today. But you hit on working on some new music. So I'm curious, like, what's been inspiring you, and what can you tell me about what's to come?
Well, one of the main inspirations for the album, some of these songs are a lot older than the pandemic, but we were listening to Goat's Head Soup all the time during COVID, just at home, and you know, Will would go away and write something, and everything was just feeding into that sound and that feeling, like the attitude of that album. So that's the main inspiration, I think.
Yeah, I think that we want to continue what we've got. It's definitely in the same sound world, and it's definitely, it's definitely us. We're just, I've tried to incorporate more of the English sort of heritage in there. So there's more the Who and the Small Faces in there, and sort of like early Led Zeppelin. And it's just like, I wouldn't say it sounds British because that sounds odd to me to say that, but it is slightly more British and there's less of a Laurel Canyon thing, but that's still there. Yeah. It's a bit more bombastic, our live show is very much a powerhouse, we like to think, and a bit of that is reflected in the record, and it's a bit groovier, I wanted more groove in there. But it's cool, it's coming. We've done it, we finished it, and it's on the way. It'll be out in September or something.
Well, congratulations. Can I ask if we have a rough date?
Early September.
Okay. Ooh, fall album. I love it.
Man.
I'm so stoked. I'm going to actually catch you in Northampton, I think, in next weekend, I believe, or maybe the weekend after. I don't know.
Oh, cool.
One of the dates.
Perfect,
you probably don't even know the date either.
I have no idea.
I will see you there.
I look forward to it.
Obviously, we're in the Happy Valley tent. We just talked about music. We just talked about your career. But besides that, in like your personal life, what's something that makes you happy?
Sleep. Mayonnaise, cheese, sleep, and no, I'm joking.
Burgers.
I don't know. Yeah.
Greek yogurt and dark chocolate for me. If I can have Greek yogurt and dark chocolate on the road, I'm a happy lady.
That's awesome.
We like good food and we like films and all of that sort of stuff. I love the graphic design and design, like classic design, like iconic design.
Clothes,
yeah.
Fur coats.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that being on tour
Faux
so
fur.
much. Being on tour so much, we just like being sedentary. Really, that when we go home, we like to sort of go into a different mode. And
I tell you what, my favourite thing is when we're at home, walking on the seafront in Brighton. It's like, I interrupted you. Carry on.
Yeah, lots of meditation. Yeah, just normal stuff.
I love that. Do you like create? Are you artists beyond music? Do you paint or do anything like that?
I do all the graphic design for the band, so I love all that sort of stuff. I love the iconic design, particularly minimal design from the 60s, whether it's late 60s, early 70s motor racing posters and logos, and the Polish film Polish movie posters, and the famous designers from the 60s and 70s, just all that sort of stuff, It's interesting you mentioned that because we've tried to incorporate some of the mod sort of illustration and kind of imagery into some of the album artwork, being that the mod thing's a big deal in Brighton where we're from. So some of that design, like the target and the lines, that kind of vector art is very exciting. And I'm really on the hunt for that kind of thing for us, of a big iconic kind of look for what we're doing, and that excites me. And and I find that some of the most exciting imagery ever, whether it's logos or film poster design or anything like that, is super minimal. So I'm looking for less is more and bold, and but that really excites me. Is that
awesome
sort of thing.
And creating all the merch as well.
Yeah, t-shirt design. I love all of it. I love classic design, classic. Even the fuel pumps in the 60s and 70s in Europe, and it's particularly Italian motor racing design, all of that. I could go on forever about that. I really love it.
No, that's like, as a fan, it's really exciting to hear that. Like, the heavy is all encompassing. It's like a 360 project, and
it is.
Yeah,
living and breathing.
It's a thing.
Well, I'm so super stoked for like how you've progressed since literally the past year that I've seen you, and I can't wait to see what's next, especially with this new album. But before you go, we got a gift. We got a gift for you.
Thank you.
And it's over yonder.
Is it this bag?
It's in the bag.
Ooh.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, of course.
Oh my God, do we open it?
If you'd like to, by all means.
Is it PG?
Oh, uh-oh. Thank you so much. Oh,
of
there's
course.
some not safe for work substances in here. Ooh, some sunnies. Thank you so much.
Thank
that
you
is
guys,
so kind of you.
We'll talk to you anytime, man.
I appreciate it.